The biggest political development, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has urged states to get serious about fiscal management, warning that uncontrolled debt could stall development. The Finance Minister was speaking at Times Network India Economic Conclave. She highlighted that the centre has successfully reduced the debt to GDP ratio from over 60% post-COVID to 57.1% in 2023-24 and called on states to focus on accountability and manage their debt levels. She warned that unless states control their debt to GDP ratios, they will continue borrowing to pay off debt rather than for development, which could hamper economic growth. She also stressed that fiscal management must become a principle for all state governments, and from the next financial year, debt levels will be a core focus alongside fiscal deficit. The Finance Minister also pointed out that RBI documents show the debt to GDP ratio is worrisome for some states and urged them to bring their debt within acceptable limits to ensure sustainable development and help India achieve the 2047 goal of becoming a developed nation.
Unless this accountability, this transparency, this understanding that fiscal management is a priority is understood by all states. I'm not saying it's understood by us and therefore I'm dictating to the states. I'm saying it is understood and recognized under Prime Minister Modi that it has to be a principle that we will hold good every year. Each year, we've shown our record. Similar should be the approach of all the state governments as well. Because RBI's document which has come out, various studies which have come out, have shown how, where the debt to GDP is worrisome, which is the truth about some states. I'm not naming them here, nor did I name them in the parliament. Unless the debt to GDP, GSDP there, is managed well better and is kept within the FRBM limits, and the stock of debt which has been accumulating over the years on high rate of interest, which many states are unable to service, unless even those are brought down and to an acceptable level, you will be borrowing to service the loans. You're not borrowing to take care of developmental expenditure. That's a poor play in the fiscal terrain.
Now, this particular statement, a reminder to the states on their debt GDP ratio, has invited sharp reaction from the opposition. The opposition has hit out at Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, accusing the centre of discrimination towards non-BJP states. Let's in fact break down the details of the attack that has come in from the opposition on that statement. Number one, discrimination towards non-BJP states. Opposition also went on to say states are under pressure due to the centre, due to Government of India. Number three, centre looting money from states' revenue. That's another charge that has come in from the opposition. Attack number four, India in massive debt under BJP government. This is the response that has come in from the states, from the opposition on this reminder by the Finance Minister. And it's not just this statement of a reminder on debt GDP ratio. Let's listen in to the political reactions we're getting.
They have taken away the revenue source of the state and still they want reduction of in the revenue, and they are not sharing the money as per the original agreement. She cannot talk of like this because they should be perfect. When the state Government of India loots all the money from the state's revenue and not give due share to the states, what can the states do?
Sir, Madam always false statement. Why the statement, Madam, is repeatedly Karnataka, their promise still not fulfill their promises. So even central budget, finance minister, so almost Karnataka is neglected. So why this statement is continuously, I don't know. Madam is not cooperate Karnataka farmers and Karnataka public also. Thank you.
Now, from the India Economic Conclave platform, the Finance Minister also delivered another powerful message. In what is being seen as a veiled message to US President Donald Trump, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has called out weaponization of tariff and trade. Speaking at India Economic Conclave, Sitharaman said that global trade is increasingly getting weaponized through tariffs and other measures. She warned that India will have to negotiate carefully in a changing global environment. Her remarks come in the backdrop of US initially imposing 25% duty on Indian goods, followed by another 25% penalty linked to India's purchase of Russian oil. Mexico has also recently announced steep tariff hikes on imports from several countries, including India. The Finance Minister, however, added that India's economic strength will give it additional advantage to navigate the situation. Now, the opposition has gunned for the Finance Minister and the Modi government, asking why is India being singled out by US despite Prime Minister boasting about his personal ties with President Trump. They called Nirmala's statement an admission of failure on part of the government and accused it of playing the victim card. Now,
और अब आप उसके मतलब उसको जवाब के तर्क आप ये हैं कि उसको टेरराइज कौन कर रहा है, उसको फिक्स कौन करेगा? अगर अमेरिका आप पे टैरिफ लगा रहा है, अगर अमेरिका आपके नागरिकों के पैरों में बेड़ियां बांध करके उनको यहाँ पे वापस भेज रहा है, तो इसको फिक्स कौन करेगा? आपकी फॉरेन मिनिस्ट्री क्या कर रही है? ये काम तो फॉरेन मिनिस्ट्री का है और आप उल्टा विक्टिम कार्ड खेल देंगे, इसको टेरराइज किया जा रहा है, तो इसको कौन रोकेगा? सरकार आपकी है। पिछले 12 साल से आपको ये काम करना चाहिए था। जब आप नमस्ते ट्रंप करते हुए ट्रंप जिंदाबाद के नारे लगा रहे थे प्राइम मिनिस्टर, तब आपने नहीं सोचा था कि कभी फ्यूचर में अमेरिका इस तरह से आपको टेरराइज करने की कोशिश करेगा। दरअसल आपकी फॉरेन पॉलिसी पूरी तरह से कोलैप्स हो चुकी है और आप उसको फिक्स नहीं कर पा रहे। अमेरिका तो बहुत दूर की बात है, आपके आसपास के पड़ोसी आपको आंख दिखा रहे हैं।
But do you agree that tariffs have been weaponized by many nations?
That truth is there with her. She's saying truth in half truth and she's not saying another half. She's not accepting it. She accepts that the failure of the government of Mr. Modi's government, she's saying, and she's able to be very clear that Piyush Goyal has failed in his trade negotiations.
You know, first, she's very honorable, she's very learned, but she must first inform the country, the nation, that Honorable Prime Minister used to boast of his personal friendship with the American president and every country. Why it's being done to India and why India is being singled out by USA.
so you heard what the opposition had to say. Now, this reaction was on the statement that came in from the Finance Minister on how it has become absolutely normal or a new trend or a pattern to use trade and tariff as instruments. Listen in.
The long and short of it is, globally it is now very clear trade is not fair, it's not free. India can be lectured saying you're very inward looking, you are a tariff king and so on. But tariff has been weaponized. India's intention was never to weaponize tariff. We of course safeguarded our own industries against flooding which happens from a predator. But today weaponization goes without criticism. There are, whispers in the corridor, oh no, that's not right, you shouldn't be doing it. And suddenly we have newer people coming up saying, we'll come up with tariff barriers. And there's no questioning. So that seems to be the new normal. Trade is getting weaponized through tariff, through many other measures, and India will have to negotiate its way carefully in this and not just take care of trade, but I think overall our economy's strength is what is going to give us that additional advantage. So I hope this Times Economic Conclave has all a open, free discussion to tell us what is developing for Indian economy. We are here as a responsive government.
Well, Congress MP Shashi Tharoor, however, agreed with the Finance Minister and said, indeed, what the Finance Minister has said is true in terms of tariffs being weaponized and being used as instruments to pursue certain objectives.
Of course, I mean, it's quite evident that tariffs and trade have been weaponized. They've become instruments for certain countries to pursue objectives other than what we need to think about. So the larger, broader strategic orientation of policy faces a new element, a new challenge, I think, which is quite right to say so.
So she has also said that corporate tax reduction was very much necessary for the country.
I think that's the judgment the finance minister should make, and if that's right, that's good. I mean, if the corporates will take their savings and generate new jobs with it, then no one will complain.
Okay. With that, we're slipping into a very short break. News and updates will continue. Stay on with us.